From Studio C in the heart of Ball State University, welcome to another edition of SL Featured, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. My name's Dominick Liacone, that's JJ Gregston. Our producers are Nate Locker and Maddy Howell. It's the best stories in Ball State sports, produced by the creative storytellers of Ball State Sports Link. JJ, a month hiatus for us, but we're back and we should have a good show here to close out 2024.
Yeah, I know. I'm really excited to be back. I'm sure you are too. The stories just keep coming and it should be really fun.
This is SL Featured, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie supports the students of Ball State Sports Link. Behind-the-scenes access and off-the-field lives of student athletes, SL Featured is the home for the best stories in Ball State sports. This is the award-winning SL Featured, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Every tattoo tells a story, and for the Ball State football team, their ink runs much more than just skin deep. From honoring family legacy to marking personal triumphs, these tattoos are the heart and soul of the Cards. Our first story dives into the tales of these tattoos and what they mean to the Cardinals both on and off the field. This is Cardinal Ink.
In the world of athletics, a tattoo is more than just ink on skin. It's a story, a symbol, a piece of identity. For many athletes, tattoos reflect their journey, their struggles, and their triumphs, both on and off the field.
So maybe walk me through your first tattoo. Take me back to when you knew that that was a piece of artwork you wanted on your body for the rest of your life.
Yeah, for sure. I got my first one. It's on my chest. I got that like about a month before I came here. And, I always feel if I do anything at all or any hardships at all, I just, kind of look down at it or whatnot and just think about it.
It's very spiritual. Tattooing is a very spiritual thing. I don't care what denomination you are, what religion you follow. Tattooing is a release for trauma or pain. It also helps you become closer to yourself.
My name is Joey Stemler. I play middle linebacker here at Ball State football team. I'm a senior right now. I'm going to my last semester. I got my first one. It's on my chest. I got that about a month before I came here. So basically what happened was I was in a locker room. My mom called me. She was like, "Hey, something's wrong. Your brother's in the hospital." So immediately, I drove to the hospital. Didn't know what was going on. They said that he'd been in a drug overdose and he's in very, very critical condition. And then it really hit me when I walked in there and saw him. I was honestly speechless, shocked, didn't know what was gonna happen, didn't know what was going on. I was only, 16 at the time. And basically the next step was, okay, so what do we do now? How bad is it? And then ultimately about 2 days later, they said, there's really not a whole lot of life and function left. And we got to do the ultimate decision, what's best for him, best for the family. Probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do was, tell them to do what was best for him and the rest of the family. We had necklaces, we had, wrist bracelets and stuff, but I was like, I want something else to remember him. I can always have him no matter what. It can't get wiped off me, it can't break. And, I always feel if I do anything at all or any hardships at all, I just, kind of look down at it or whatnot and just think about it. So I grew up with 3 brothers. This tattoo is for my middle brother. Kind of a similar story, but it kind of hit a lot harder. I was at home, swimming in my pool, just hanging out on my break before I had to come back for the summer. I heard my mom scream upstairs, a scream like I'd never heard of before. And as soon as my second brother passed, it was, well, I did it for the first one, I'm gonna go do it right away for the second one. No time was wasted. And I wanted to do the same thing because, nobody's above, everybody else. Yeah, the Roman numerals is actually their death date. So May 21st, 2023, and then February 2nd, 2020. That's what I got those, the death date. So I always remember what it was, and like I said, so they're always with me no matter what.
I think everybody always wants a piece of them when someone's passed. And so tattoo can be an expression of that.
So just, like I said, just how I overcome it, how I get through it, and knowing that they're always with me no matter what, and that how much they, see me do this every day, how much they love me, makes me want to do it and go harder for them every single day, no matter what.
College teammates become your family during your time at school, but some are fortunate enough to have that before they even get here. Griffin and Gavin Hare are teammates for the first time ever, and this story highlights their strengthening bond as they take on this new adventure together.
It's crazy. I mean, I think it was 500 kids that are at my high school, 115 per class or something like that. So the fact that we're kind of playing the same sport, the same Division I college, I mean, I couldn't think of a much better place to do it. It's been a great experience so far, but it's kind of what God had to offer, I feel like, at the end of the day.
It never really crept into my head because Gavin wasn't even in high school with me. It's pretty crazy to think about. Like, he was never on the same high school golf team as me. And now we're here as college teammates. Like I said before, like once he started to get pretty good in the junior ranks and Coach Flex started recruiting him, that's when I was like, oh wow, this might actually happen. And it did. And we're both really thankful for that. And it's a lifetime thing. We'll be able to tell our kids one day, like, this is something you don't get to do very often.
There's nothing better than like coming in here at 11:30 at night on a weekend and playing chipping games and being competitive, and those are memories you'll keep for the rest of your life, and being at the same college to be able to experience that's pretty awesome in my opinion.
It's honestly not that crazy because of how close we've been. Being in a small town, we've always been kind of like with the same group of guys at home all the time. Hopefully we can get in a spot where we're both competing and maybe make a name for ourselves.
Yeah, I'd like to just say thanks to the people back home. It's so big, and I think it drives both of us to want to keep achieving new and newer things. Like anytime we play a good round of golf, immediately I'll check my phone and I'll have guys I played with back home and even adults just texting us like, great playing. Like that means a lot to us and just gives us the drive to be better every single day.
I think Gavin and I really have an appreciation for our hometown. From my experience at Ball State, you don't see very many people come from towns like we're from, and like what he was talking about with reaching out to us after like a good round or something, like that means so much to us. So I just want to say thank you to Tipton community. I want to say thank you to my family. They mean the world to us, and without them, we couldn't be sitting here in these chairs, and we truly appreciate Tipton County and especially our family.
On the field, sophomore Brooklyn Taylor is all about power and precision as a throw around Ball State's track and field team. But off the field, her heart takes center stage. Brooklyn dedicates her time to volunteering with children who have special needs, fueling her passion to make a difference in their lives. Her story is one of strength both on and off the field.
I just knew that I needed to have something that I had a passion for because I just have such a passion for helping people. I started volunteering when I was probably 12, 13. I was really close with our youth minister and she was like, just kind of try it, like just try it. You like little kids? I'm like, sure. So I get involved and now it's like a regular thing that I've loved. And I think it's so cool to see like the faith in these little kids. God tells us to have childlike faith. One of the other things that my church started back home was a disability ministry, and that also kind of plays into the whole like disability passion I have. And I get to work with like little kids with autism, and it's really important, I think, for me to see that like these little kids who are, first they're little, so like they're already like kind of just put off to the side, but then they have these disabilities on top of that, and then that like pushes them even more aside, and so they have like there's more that goes into it. So when you teach them like about Christ, like it has to be simpler and it has to be more interactive, but just having that experience has really just played a part into like what I want to do when I grow up. Best Buddies is an organization. It's not just in America, but it's like all over the world. Just kind of the global movement of pairing disabled students with their peers. These students are often overlooked and they don't get the opportunity to interact with other people like outside of their own classroom. And so Best Buddies is really just the movement to pair them and get them out into the world. Now that's obviously led me to where I want to become a pediatric OT and work with these students with disabilities because I have such a passion and love for them.
She's so friendly and approachable, that the smile on her face when she's talking to others, even for us coaches, when I show up, I can't help but smile when I see Brooklyn. It's, you could be in a bad mood, but then you see Brooklyn and she's going to get you in a good mood right away.
I've always grown up with people around me that have encouraged me in my walk with faith. And when I got in high school, I kind of took that on as my own. And I realized that I was called to serve. So I want to serve all these other people, especially these little kids and the ones that get overlooked.
Family has a lot of impact on what you spend your time doing, and for Mason Jones, that was sports. A family full of athletes has led him to where he is today on the court with Ball State basketball.
Left wing, tight defense from Flanagan. Here's an open midi by Jones, and he connects.
I fell in love with basketball pretty early, and I knew that was going to be my sport. My dad played football at Notre Dame. My mom played softball at IU. From the outside, it might not look like a lot of loving, but my dad's very hard on me when it comes to athletics, but it's all out of love, and I wouldn't be here without him. When it comes to showing his love, it's showing me how to do things right when it comes to him. And my mom's always been supportive. She's the one that if I did bad, and I know I'd done bad, she'll still tell me I did good, no matter what. And so have equal forces like that really was awesome throughout my growing up. He's going to IU, plays football there. He was actually just here this weekend, and we got a dartboard, and we were already fighting. That was the first time I've seen him in a couple months, so everything we do is definitely a competition. It was like that all growing up too, everything we did. Even if it's just luck, we're gonna be competing like it's skill. Everything's a battle. It definitely helps when you want to be an athlete yourself. You can learn a lot, not only what you have to do to train in your sport, but also life habits. Having that firsthand every day really helped me.
Here's what's on the radar in Ball State sports this month. Ball State University announced on December 4th Mike Uremovich as its new head football coach. Uremovich comes to Muncie after 3 seasons at Butler. He led the Bulldogs to a 9-3 mark this season and the first national ranking in Butler's football history, debuting in the FCS coaches poll at number 25 and rising as high as number 23. Uremovich is the 19th head football coach in Ball State history. Congratulations to our own SportsLink graduate assistant, Andrew Willett, who will be the next to join ESPN in a full-time production role. Willett completed his undergrad as a member of SportsLink from 2020 to 2023 before pursuing his master's in digital storytelling. Our ESPN pipeline continues. Congrats, Andrew.
Speaking of ESPN, SportsLink has announced its 2025 ESPN Plus broadcast schedule beginning January 16th and January 17th as Ball State men's volleyball hosts powerhouse BYU in back-to-back matches. You can see the complete SL schedule online at ballstatesportslink.com. If you're a high school student interested in sports media, circle February 18th, 2025 on your calendar. SportsLink is hosting a high school sports media summit on the Ball State campus that is open to any high school student, high school educators, and programs. The event will feature keynote speakers, panelists, and how-to workshops. For information and to register, visit ballstatesportslink.com.
In an era where the transfer portal is redefining college basketball as we know it, 4 seniors on the Ball State women's basketball team have chosen loyalty over leaving. Seniors Allie Becky, Madeline Bischoff, Marie Kiefer, and Alex Richards' commitment to the program and their unbreakable bond have been the heartbeat of the team.
Yeah, before we get into this piece, we are joined by one of two producers on it, Evan Stowell. Evan, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, JJ. This is a story I'm really excited about.
Yeah, and the first thing I want to ask you is why this story in particular, why did you choose the Core 4 to talk about?
Well, when we looked at women's basketball last season, they had such a historic season. We just kind of wanted to capture like why that happened. And I think a big reason for that is those Core 4. You know, Alex Richard joined her sophomore year, but Marie Kiefer, Allie Becky, Maddy Bischoff, those three have been there the whole way. And in the world of college basketball and the landscape the way it is today, I just thought that was really interesting.
What was the production process of this piece like for you?
Well, it was really fun because we got to shoot in a couple different locations, and then we also got to interview Coach in his office, which is always a good time. So for us, it was really exciting to get a couple different locations, a couple unique perspectives, and then obviously get to talk to all four of those seniors was really exciting.
Yeah, and obviously Dom mentioned a very unbreakable bond between them. How rewarding is it to tell a story of four teammates who are going to be friends for life?
Well, it's just fun. I mean, I think in the interview, Alex Richard even said these are going to be her bridesmaids one day. So when you talk about four friends like that have such a close bond, it's always cool to be able to tell that story and for them to kind of let you into their life a little bit. That was definitely something really special.
Well, Evan, we appreciate you joining us. Thanks for talking a little bit about the piece.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Without further ado, let's get right into it. This is Ball State women's basketball's Core 4.
We talk all the time about how important evaluation is in recruiting. Bring the right kids, right talent in, and then it kind of builds itself a little bit. And I think with this group, that's exactly what happened.
I was so shy freshman year. I went home every weekend, wouldn't hang out with anyone. But just moving into a house with Allie and Maddy, just growing up with them pretty much, getting older with them. I just got really comfortable with them and they were comfortable with me, so then we just became best friends. It's just a family away from our own families at home.
I'm so glad that I came in with Allie and Marie because I really leaned on them. Freshman year, they really got me through my first year. They're the main reason, honestly, why I stayed. They're my best friends for life, honestly. They're gonna be with me for the rest of my life.
We created a great bond, and then Alex came in. I knew her in high school because we were rivals. She went to Butler, and then she came here, and the best decision she made personally for me because I got to call her one of my best friends now.
I'm just so grateful too that Alex came here sophomore year because I knew her growing up and stuff, and I really wanted her here. So I'm just so glad she came at the time she did.
Maddy was actually probably the main a huge reason that I came here.
So we were on the same AU team growing up, I would say since middle school. Our families have been super close, we call each other sisters. Yeah, she'll forever be my best friend.
Maddy's literally my sister. We've been through thick and thin together. We've gotten each other through really hard times. Having Maddy as such a best friend, a sister, and just an outlet has really helped me a lot, and I know that it's helped her too because she uses me in the same way.
We brought in great kids like Maddy Bischoff, Allie Becky, Marie Kiefer, Alex Richard. These kids were the ones that we felt like we could build this thing around, and then they stayed loyal to the program, and that's not a normal thing anymore.
Since the new transfer rule, a lot of people go in and out, but thankfully we have a group here that really has stuck together and we know the expectations and culture here.
Don't play with us! Make sure. Don't play with us!
I feel like everyone tries to be a leader, but there's certain people that have that right role to be a leader. When you have leaders, you have people that will follow, and following can lead to success.
I think leadership is a huge thing about it. We have 4 people that have been here for a really, really long time. We're all very, very close, especially, the core 4. I love the culture that we've built, and I love being a part of such a historic team.
Without them, I don't think that I could have made it through college basketball. Coming together in like the hardest times is like what we do best and what we need to do. And so I think having like the backbone of like being family really helps us like all come together.
I want this community to remember them because of who they were, not necessarily what they did. Their accomplishments are going to speak for themselves. The mark that these four will leave here is who they've been to this athletic department and this program. And they've almost been the poster child for how to go about it the right way. Instead of always thinking the grass is greener, they worried way more about taking care of their own yard and making it the best one on the block. It's one of the most special groups we've had come through here.
Oh, it's like the senior season that I've always hoped for. Like nobody else that I would want to play senior season with, especially the fight that we put in the last 3 years. And just like growing with them in this program has been huge. They're like family to me.
Although I didn't necessarily start with them, finishing with them is just, it's just something that I would never want to take for granted. And lately I've realized like I can't take for granted the moments that I have with them, because in a year from now, I'm not going to be able to see them every day. I'm not going to laugh with them every day. I'm just excited to be ending my season with the people that I love the most. So they're my best friends, they're my sisters, they're gonna be my maid of honors one day. Like, I couldn't imagine life without them. I wouldn't wanna experience college basketball without anybody else.
It's a bittersweet moment to think about like how we're kind of going on with our lives after this, but I owe a lot of all my accolades and like all my success through them, because I mean they definitely made me who I am as a person, and just they supported me through so much. It makes my heart happy just because we've been with each other for forever, and just being able to like stick it out to the end. I mean, it just shows how they value our friendship.
It means a lot, honestly. I'm really glad I'm ending my basketball career with them, because honestly, I wouldn't be where I am and who I am today if it wasn't for them. Them finishing with me, I don't know, it's like bittersweet, and honestly, like it feels like it will make it easier for me to let go of the game of basketball, knowing that I like played my last games, or like I ended my last season with them. I consider them my family.
That's all we have for you for the final episode of SL Featured here in 2024. For stories like this and more, be sure to visit our social media page at BSU Sports Link.
Huge thanks to our entire crew and you for tuning into the final edition of SL Featured here in 2024. So for JJ Gregston, I'm Dominick Liacone saying so long here from the studio. We hope you have a safe and happy holidays with your loved ones. This has been SL Featured, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.